when I approached you originally, I wasn't necessarily thinking it had to be a stoplight. I just knew that something had to change. And some of my thoughts are, could we possibly do something like a stop sign, rumble strips possibly on Town Hall coming up, flashing lights, something to indicate this is a dangerous intersection. Because to me, the worst accidents I see are always the T-bones. And that are the ones that we almost always have flight for life. I mean, we've had flight for life twice now in our hayfield there. And that wasn't even for one of the most severe ones recently. I mean, so I think if we maybe think of creative ideas besides putting stoplights in, I think, this might be some answer to and give people relief that, I know you're doing your snapshot and I know it's all about data. But I can tell you, in the years I've lived there, 12 years, I mean, we've had an old couple that we had to get out by jaws of life. They had to get them out of there. We saw a gal who, she had her toddler with them, and the Flight for Life had to come get them. A gentleman ended up almost in our horses hayfield, or past our hayfield up to our horses. Flight for Life, jaws had to come get him. He broke his back. Unfortunately, these gals lost their mother. This gentleman was in the accident that was severe too. I mean, it's got to stop. So I guess maybe we could be more creative on finding ways to change it. And I know the speed limit, that's part of the problem too, is the speed limit takes off to 55 right in front of that intersection. So these people are all thinking, oh, I'm just going to buzz on out there and I'm ready to go. And then to top it off, that intersection, they put in turn lanes. And everybody goes flying around the person turning left onto Town Hall. And that's where I've seen people T-boned also. And you can see, if you go out there right now, you can see marks of cars that I don't think was reported went right into that ditch. So I think that's kind of, I think there are maybe more factors than just the, simple numbers of it that need to be looked into.
Lyle.
Yeah, one comment. We really have 3 jurisdictions involved when it comes to the road maintenance. Highway 19 is a state responsibility, but that contract is implemented by the county. The Town Hall Road going to the north is a town road, but we have a maintenance agreement with the city of Sun Prairie. So the city of Sun Prairie does the plowing and does cost sharing on the maintenance for the section with, immediately north of Highway 19 and up to the rest of the city border. Town Hall Road to the south is plowed and maintained entirely by the town of Sun Prairie. So at that intersection, we have 3 jurisdictions involved in the maintenance, although we've had great collaboration with the city on the maintenance because of the traffic volume in the city.
Right.
Lyle makes a good point. This jurisdiction addresses Officer Konopacki's idea that the citizen complaints aren't there. It's because it's right on the very edge of, or 3 jurisdictions essentially. And but I can assure you and tell you that going around door to door, living in the Prairie off Prairie Road, just in that subdivision, there's a constant, constant thought that this is not safe. You have the main one. The main thought of all is you're heading towards the subdivision, heading east on 19, and you're going to turn north. And I've already trained myself. I'm looking in the rearview mirror for the guy who's not going to stop. You can see everyone doing that.
And your brakes, so it's your brake lights flash.
Yeah. Yeah, and you do the brake light thing, you do everything, turning left on that. And so I know that is very, very big. Numerous folks have told me that. And the only reason it's not, I guess, brought to the police department's attention is because it's really on a state highway in the township of Sun Prairie. So it's one of the things that I tried to do. I think it was 5 years ago. Was you might notice on there that there's an overhead light that just lights up the intersection at night. That was because people kept telling me it's too dark. It's because I drove by my own road, when it was dark. And so you have this, and so we got an agreement with Lyle here, and he let us put it there, but we're paying the electric bill for the city of Sun Prairie because we use that intersection all the time. Well, for the residents who live in the subdivision. So that was something we could do. Now the other problem is actually just seeing the sign. People who don't know the area, you've got to squint and see a little sign that says Town Hall Drive.
That's right.
And to delineate and bring that attention way before the intersection without squinting and looking at that little sign, that would be a helpful thing we could also do. A quarter mile from each side, something in that neighborhood. But so that addresses citizen complaints that I could actually probably put out an email to the folks in that area, and I could probably get you 50 complaints pretty quickly. So it's finally the issues come forward and forth, and I'm glad we're working on this collaboratively to try to find something more safe than currently, because this intersection is only going to get busier, and just, you know, something needs to be done a little more.